My name is Tenda Mavundla. I'm 27 years old, and last year I was on South African Pop Idols, and I came out and told them that I was HIV positive. Ugh. So today, I want you to join me just to show you a little bit about my world, my HIV positive world. There will be mountains that I would have to climb, and there will be bears. As much as I'd like them to remember me, but unfortunately, things don't last that long. I'm just now an ordinary girl next door. I walk around the streets and nobody even knows who I am. My dreams came to a screeching halt. It was sad. I don't know, it was horrible. No more glamour, no more glitz, no more clothes. It was a dream come true. I mean, for anybody, but for me especially, it was a dream, really, really dream come true.
I think, in my opinion, it's safe to say that you really do epitomize a diva, and probably the best diva we've ever had.
I know everybody knows that I'm 25, but I think the very most important thing about this 25-year-old is that she's been living with HIV/AIDS for the last 8 years.
Well, here comes the good and bad news. South Africa, what have you done? The person with the least amount of votes, and who must leave the show tonight, is Tenda. You're going home. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Tenda. You must be gutted. You must be very, very upset at this point. So close, but no cigar. Was it all worth it?
Definitely. I've said everything that I wanted South Africa to hear, and I'm definitely going out there to make it just a little bit harder.
Great. Well, we loved having you on the show, Tenda. Let's take a look back at your time with us.
Randall, she'll be in the top 10.
The music dies, something in your eyes calls to
Congratulations, you're in. In the last competition, I called someone Aretha Franklin, and in this competition, I'll call you Gladys Knight.
Whatever you want, whatever you need, anything you want down, baby, I'll do it naturally, 'cause I'm every woman, it's all in me.
I mean, Tenda and I had a full-on conversation about her reasons behind disclosure and how she feels and how she feels she was perceived. And then I allowed people to phone in, and really, I just feel that South Africans are proud of each other if they succeed. I feel that, you know, people looked at her and understood that she was grappling with all of these painful issues, but she still stood up every single week.
I'm singing, I love you, Lord. I'm singing.
I'm a bit overwhelmed, but right now I feel like I do have something that I'm going to work towards, and I'm looking forward to starting.
I think, you know, in South Africa as well, over the years, our young people have had a struggle. They've had a political fight, and this is one of the first generations that doesn't really have a struggle. We don't have to fight for anything necessarily. And so things get given to us. We don't necessarily know, like young people don't know how to handle ourselves too well. And that seems to be what happens when you're 16 or 17 and you're still developing who you are, what your morals actually are. So yeah, that's really tough.
Like this. Oh, I sing out a song.
It's always in the media, it's always in our faces. We have all of these organizations flashing slogans at us. People are giving us condoms at intersections. It's everywhere, but we're not actually talking about what it is to live with HIV, what it's like to have it. We're not talking about it, but it's everywhere.
Whatever you want.
You see, the thing is, I want my story to reflect on the youngsters, on how it is to be HIV positive and the abnormalities, the abnormal things we go through just because of that status. There's a lot that we go through, even though you can live a normal life, you know, like everybody else, but there's still a lot that we go through that is really abnormal. Some illnesses can't be really treated as much, but the whole idea is not to depress people. I just want to, you know, portray that the fact that things can be, you can move on after things like that. How are you? Hi. How are you? Yay. Why do you come here and pretend to be just passing by? I need to see. What the hell are you gonna go do? There's a Holy Spirit up in this place. That's why the audience is getting all messed up. It's all right.
Anytime you need love, you're in my heart. I can make it all right. Finish up, girl.
I love her so much. I love her too much, and I look up to her, and I'm very proud of her.
Amen.
My sister is by all means trying to be me. She's not a virgin anymore. She is playing around with a whole different loads of people. She's going exactly to that trap that I fell into.
Oh, Jesus.
It's like you do like go out with the guy and maybe you've known him for quite some time. What he normally tells you is come on baby, we're safe, you know me. I mean, I'm not doing anything and I'm sure you're not doing anything too. You end up being tricked into having unprotected sex. You get scared when you get at home. Think you had unprotected sex and everything.
Kodwa manje ngiyathemba ukuthi mangase naye abe ngowesithathu abe ne-HIV ilanga ukhathazeka kakhulu ngoba uyena sengithembe yena ezinganeni zami ukuthi uyena ongenalo igciwane.
What am I supposed to do?
Immediately after Idols, I had people who claimed they knew who I was, and they wrote news, papers were dropping articles about me, and they had no idea what they were talking about. It made me regret the whole year of being an idol. When I got pregnant, it wasn't something planned, obviously. When I went to my doctor and said, look, I think I'm pregnant, he said, oh, no problem, we'll just take that out. We'll just abort, we'll clean you up. So I looked at him, I'm thinking, I'm going to keep the baby. You don't understand. I want the baby. I mean, I thought I'll never have a baby because you said I couldn't have a baby. And I tried to carry my baby to term, but my body was too weak. So she came out before time, lived with me for 9 days. The 9 days were really special, and I'll never trade that for anything. I'll do it again in a heartbeat. After she died, the hope that I could adopt a baby kept me going. I knew that the love that I had for her, I can still take and give it to somebody else. I will still adopt a baby. I want to adopt a baby. This is my baby, and this is the only time I get to talk to her. Not that I say much. I mean, I just come here to just relax. It proved that I am a woman and that I can give birth. I can be somebody's mommy. I'm capable of loving. I'm capable of taking care of somebody. And basically, I grew up from being a teenager to a woman. I'm a woman right now.
You get your 18-year-olds who are out there looking for boyfriends and looking for things to hold on to. They get the very same married man and they sleep around with them. And he goes home back to his wife and gives the wife anything that this 18-year-old is busy picking up on the streets. You get a man that you love so much, you know his smell, you know the way, you know what he likes, you cook him right, you iron his shirts the way he likes them, but he still goes out there and finds another woman. Bullshit.
I've just been looking over your file and chatting to your colleagues here, and your colleagues led to me believe you felt you were not able to have a child.
Yeah, that's what I've been told.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you, for what reason were you thinking you were not able to have a child?
I don't know, because I'm on the last regiment, and if anything goes wrong with me trying to have a baby, what is it going to do for me? See, the virus is an animal in your body. All it wants is to be captured and put in a little hole. You open a hole in your body and you shove it inside there. That's when you take your pills right. And every time you miss a dose, you're opening up that cage. And every time you drink, you smoke, you are opening up that cage. And when that thing comes out, it's going to be 10 times stronger. It will not be afraid of these things, and there's nothing a doctor can do for you.
Well, it is true, you are on the last regimen, but you're doing very well on the last regimen.
Yes, I am, extremely well.
So if having a child was very important to you, it is possible. Certainly I'm not saying go out and have many,
yes, well.
many children, but medically it's possible. And in your current health, you probably will have an uncomplicated delivery, and the child will probably be negative.
Like,
if your virus is under control, the chance of transmission to the baby is less than 1%. It's almost 0%.
Really?
So you can have a well-negative child.
And then what about me? What would the pregnancy itself do to me? Would it make me feel...
If you take your treatment properly and your immune system is good, you should be fine.
Today is the day we go and see the kids at the welfare center. I really can't wait. I hear there's loads of kids there that were abandoned, kids without mommies, maybe kids who were given up for adoption, and I just can't wait to see them. I was told that I can never try to have a baby again because of my health problems. And so I got this adoption thing in my head a long time ago. I've tried it on my own. My baby left me before I could get to know her. And I decided I will, as soon as I'm ready, I will find myself a baby that I can take good care of, even if I don't have to be the mom, but I'll still be mommy. It doesn't have to be my biological child for me to take care of that child. My doctor told me yesterday that I can actually still have a baby, which was a big turn up for me, but it doesn't change the fact that I still want to adopt a child. As far as I'm concerned, even if when I think of what I went through trying to be with Destiny, freaks me out. It's so scary. I'm not saying that I'm not going to try having a baby, but I feel fine. But adoption is still an option for me. I still want to make a difference in that baby's life, and I'm still going to go through with it. Oh, hi. This is Mlada. Yes, I made an appointment last week to see Pam Wilson. That's today. Yes, at 11. No, I'm still coming through. I'll see you then. Thanks. Okay, bye.
Have you eaten?
What is yawning?
How can you help me? You boo.
I definitely think she could do it. Yeah, she's got very high motivation and commitment. She seems to have a lot of insight into the issues involved in adoption and aware of the issues involved, as well as how it affects her and her family, etc. So I think she would definitely be a good candidate for adoption, but she's also very aware of the process she's going to go through, and she's happy to do that. So we look forward to seeing her when she's ready and the time is right to come through the adoption process. A lot of the babies that we have in our system are from HIV positive mothers, and that might well be the motivating reason why they either abandoned or gave the baby up for adoption. But fortunately for us and for the baby, a lot of them do seroconvert after a period of time, which means that they were just reflecting the mother's antibodies initially, so they become negative when we do the final testing, PCR testing, which is great for them because it means they will get adopted. But it's the ones that remain positive that are going to become a problem because, with increased the medication that they are put on these days, they can live until they're adults. And yet people are still very reluctant to adopt HIV-positive children. So we very seldom get an adopter for an HIV-positive child, and ultimately they end up in foster care or in an institution geared for HIV-positive children. But these are healthy children, and they'll grow up healthy if they continue to be on their medication. So I think we really need to do a lot of education and a lot of awareness into communities and about HIV-positive children and how they themselves could be adoptable quite easily if people could just get away from that fear that they're going to adopt a child who's going to die. These children are going to live, and we really do need to be able to provide them with a normal, loving home.
I want to do it more than ever now. I mean, look at these people sitting here just needing me to come and just pick one up and just go home. I can't wait. I'm actually want to speed it up now. I have to do it soon. This is already our next generation, and if they are here because they've been abandoned because they're HIV positive, who's going to be the next generation? And this is now to say you really need to wake up and smell the coffee. HIV/AIDS is not going anywhere, but we can certainly stay away from it. So excited, I'm sweating. It's like I'm nervous, but I'm excited. He is actually the key to my future. He is the key to me having that baby. He's the key to me releasing my mom from all the stress she's got. He is the key to my life, and he has no idea. There's a lot going through my mind right now. The fear of what he's gonna say, or the questions he's gonna ask me, am I gonna answer them right? But I'll try to be as honest as I can. I mean, I've got nothing to lose. And yeah. Let's just go.
You make me stay when I should not. Are you so strong, or is a weakness in me? Why do you come here? Pretend to be just passing by. I need to see you. I need to hold you. You make me lie when I don't want to. I make someone else some kind of runaway fool. You make me stay when I should.
I think she's got the look, she's got the voice, she's got star quality, there's no doubt about it.
Why do you come here and pretend to be just passing by?
She's a strong, proud woman with a great voice and great presence, but people don't know her, you know, unless you watched a couple of episodes of Idols. She needs to prove herself. Tell everybody she's back, and tell everybody to sit up and pay attention and let them get a taste of her talent.
Let's just say he wants to see me next week, so he said I must give him a call. And believe me, first thing on Monday, I'm calling him because I want to be here. I want to be here every day. In fact, I'm going to get me a tag to just get in here. Well, now that you know all of that, now you understand a little bit of what I'm going through every day. And it's not fun, but it can be fun. That's a bit about me, and that's a bit about probably you, your friend, your cousin, whoever in your life. All I can say right now is things are looking really, really good for me right at the moment. My doctor told me I couldn't have a baby, but now I know that I can. So not everything is impossible. I'm still gonna adopt a baby. That's really, really, really gonna happen. Sony BMG, they saw me. They want to see me again. They want me under their hair. I'm going to be under their skin. And who knows, maybe you're going to be buying my CD very soon.